Hello, Leo. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot. Supportive Oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. Can you see the spelling of her name? She has other decks out there, I know that. The other deck is older. I don't know if you would find that one. Haven't looked for it. And we're just going into this. This is interesting. Okay. All right, so the challenge card is the Ten of Cups, which for a challenge card, it's kind of like, well, what else do we have going in here? Things are not as good as they seem. Somebody's not telling you what's going on. I'm getting this in the environment, the Ten of Wands. You get two tens coming together. When you have the Ten of Wands behind the Ten of Cups, it's kind of like on the outside it looks really good, but on the inside there's a lot of stress, and somebody's holding it together by a string. You don't seem to know that, though. I don't know why. Like, why don't you know that? They're hiding it. How are they hiding it? Because I'm literally getting these two cards together. Sovereignty with the Four of Pentacles. That's what sovereignty is holding. Somebody's very stubborn. Somebody believes that they are going to keep control of a situation, and if they just kind of let you think things are going one way, they don't have to worry about it. It's almost kind of like, I almost feel like it's like kidnapping somebody and just kind of like, well, until you realize you're on the boat, it isn't going to matter. And once you're on the boat and we're 5 miles out, you can't really do anything about it. You're just stuck with us. That's kind of the energy I'm feeling here. It's kind of like a trapped feeling a little bit. I don't think this is going to work though. Because somebody's working and trying to make something happen. It's a lot of stress. And I'm getting what's going on that's not right here is they have a certain goal in mind and they're working very hard to make it happen. But it's behind the scenes, and I feel like it's very weak. I don't know. Something's going wrong behind the scenes, and somebody's actively working to make things go their way. Even though it's the Knight of Rods, I do feel like somebody's putting a lot of energy into something. But I don't know. See, this is like the four strong ones, or the four leader energies. Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus, like they don't handle somebody trying to control them very well. That doesn't usually go well at all. Like, not that any sign really likes that, but those are the four that, like, you try that and you're gonna have a rude awakening. So like, I don't know who this is. Obviously it's a general read, but like, it's almost like they feel like once they get away with it, it's just too late. Haha, I win. Like, you you don't trap yourself in a cage with a lion and expect that to go well. Like, if you tick off a lion and you've trapped yourself in that cage with them, you're going to die. You're going to die. Sorry, but you is. The Hierophant with the Three of Pentacles, you are working towards something else. You have your own ideas in mind. You're working towards something. You have a lot going on, and you're adhering to your own rules. When I'm feeling the Hierophant for you, there's certain things you want to go. You work with other people. You consider other people. You're working with parameters. You're working within parameters. These are parameters that you have set for yourself, though. You've decided this is right. That's how this should go. I'm not going to go outside of this parameter. But when you decide you're going to do it how you're going to do it, then that works. Like, you creating your own rules, that'll work for you. You've already decided where you're going with this situation, whatever this person is doing. But I'm getting, like, on the outside it looks really good, and it seems like they like you and they want you to be a part of something, but there's something that's a little bit off here. Now, I'm getting, like, you got the Queen of Swords coming in. This is how this person gets derailed, isn't it? I think it's almost comical. Because, again, I feel like they're trying to trap you, like, on this trip. They're like, well, once you get on the boat, I'll wait till we're 5 miles out before I tell you we're on this boat for 3 months, and then they're just screwed. They have to stay with me. Haha, I win, Leo. I don't think so. This is, I think, how you're going to derail this. You've got the Queen of Swords on your side. Don't get caught up in the gender. Doesn't matter, like whatever gender you are. With the release, you already have your ideas about what you're going to do. You already know what you want. You're already working towards your own goals, and you're making those goals happen. They seem to think they can derail these goals. I don't see that happening. You're moving towards what you want. You are communicating. You're telling people what's coming forward. They're not really listening to you. Because they have their own ideas in mind. They're just kind of like, okay, I'll just smile and nod and let the Leo think I'm along with that. But when push comes to shove, I'll make it go my way. That's not how this is going to work, but that seems to be how they think. It's weird. Okay. I don't know. That seems really, like, I don't, does this person really not know you? Like, I don't know. I don't get it. It seems really weird. Unless they don't know you at all. Like, if they don't know you at all, I guess that would make sense because they don't realize that that's not going to work. But if they know you in any sense, they should already know that this is not going to work well for them. I don't know. Are they on some type of medication? I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. But you're working towards your own goals. This is how you derail them. You're working towards your own goals. You make your own goals happen. To the point where they're kind of like, well, it's almost like you're like, well, I'm going to go over here and do this. Are you ready? And they're like, no, I'm not ready to do that. And you're like, okay, I'll be over here doing this. Just catch up when you have time. And you walk away from them. They're trying to derail you by just kind of dragging their feet and not going with you. It's almost kind of like instead of getting on the boat or getting in the car and going where you want to go, they're like, well, I'm not ready. I can't go yet. And you're like, okay, I'll go on my own. Catch up when you can. And you head off on your own plan. You head off in the direction you're going to do things. You go ahead with your own goals. And I feel like then they're kind of like, oh. Like they didn't expect that. Like you're moving forward with your own goals. You're not waiting for them. You're like, okay, I'm going to keep going. Catch up when you can. And you just keep going forward. You got the Four of Swords as it attaches to them in the balance. You're kind of going dormant with them for a little while because you're heading on to your own goals. They can't do it with you right now. They don't have time or they can't do it, whatever. Okay, you can't then. I'll just go do it on my own. That's fine. They're left there kind of looking at themselves, kind of like, oh. Oh. Kind of like you went on without them. They can't manipulate you because you moved on. You're just kind of going on doing your own thing. Not feeling bad for them. Like, you can't feel bad for somebody who's trying to manipulate. Like, I don't know why you would. I won't. They have the Page of Wands with the Fruition card. They're stuck with making a choice. Continue on the path that they wanted on their own, or join you on yours. And I'm getting the Page of Wands here, kind of like, without you, they don't seem to want this to happen as much. Like, they wanted to kind of snake you in or rope you into something. And now that they realize that they can't do that because you went off and did your own thing. You have your own goals. You worked within your own parameters. You went on and did your own goals. They don't seem to like what they're doing as much. It's just not as good. That might be like, that's why Fruition, I feel like, is here. Kind of like they have to make the decision. Go forward on their own or join you on your path. This is what's happening. They have to decide that. Like, literally, the Path card is there with another Page card. I'm feeling the Page card is here because I feel like they're going to kind of go on their own, and it's just a diminished situation. They didn't work with you like they should have. You know what I mean? They played some games there, and they're getting burned based on their own, what they're saying. I also feel like they might try to hide that they even tried this. So I don't know about them admitting what they did and how they ended up where they ended up. But I'm getting like they're not happy. They're like, if you think about the Page, if you think about this as like a prophet, if you feel like the Page is the least, then you got Knight, and then the Queen and King are equal. But you know what I mean? I would probably go like, you know, Page, Knight, the Royals would be the King and Queen, and then the Ace would be the ultimate. Like, this is the lowest level of success they could get. This is the lowest level of success. This is not well. I do feel like they are going to head off on their own path and they're going to make their own thing happen. I don't see that bothering you. You're focused on your own thing. they go off and do what they want. They're not enjoying it. They're very stressed. Without you there, they can't seem to make it happen the way they wanted to. You're off doing your own thing with the Six of Swords and the focus. You're focused on your own goals. I feel like you might have a spot where you're wondering, like, why didn't they come and catch up? Why didn't they come around? Why didn't they meet with me? Why didn't they come over? Like, or why did they choose that direction? What are they doing over there? Why did they think they could do that all by themselves? They didn't think they could do that all by themselves. They thought they were going to be able to rope you into it, and they just failed miserably at it, is what I'm getting. This is going to work out in your way, but I feel like it's kind of like the universe, your guides, whoever, wherever you're coming to this, is trying to give you the heads up that this is going on around you, so that you can see this person a little bit more clearer, because there's problems that happen with this person relatively on clockwork. I almost feel like it's a constant thing where this person ends up in these weird problems, and they end up in these weird conundrums. That's why, because they're manipulative and they're bad at it, which is a good thing. They're bad at being manipulative, and they get themselves in their own mess. I wouldn't feel that bad for this person, whoever it is. I would see it for what it is and realize that they create their own problems. And I don't know how your energy comes to it, but maybe they're just saying, when this moves on, just let it move on. Maybe this is better to let move on. Because I feel like for some of you, it could be a relationship or it could be a business connection to where it just doesn't connect right anyway. And when this person kind of goes off on their own and you don't see them as much, maybe this is a chance for you to say, maybe this person, I don't really want them around as much as I used to think I did. Maybe this is a reevaluation point. Of course, I feel like if you look deeper into it, you should be able to see where they've done this with other people before. It's just one of those things where I feel like this happens to a lot, to where people think, well, they do it to other people, but they wouldn't dare do that to me. Well, they tried to. They just failed miserably. And just realize that they don't, even though you'd think they wouldn't, they did. They tried. Is there anything else with this? All right. I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.